Employment! Did I jump scare you?
Medjay's existence has basically been forgotten by most of the community, with many people probably having the same reaction right now. Oh right, that dude. He was the first and only hero that has permanent stance switch mechanic, and it absolutely sucks. His staff should be used for cleaving and trading, which, with its outstanding damage and hyper armor, it does quite well. Problems with that stance arise though when you're in a 1v1. You have zero moves that force a reaction in the staff stance, leading to you being unable to deal any meaningful amount of damage apart from chip. And when you switch stances, you just become a shittier berserker, which is crazy that is even possible. You technically have access to that bash, but with 9 damage, you can't even kill an opponent with a full stamina bar. So, we have 3 problems. His staff stance is useless in 1v1s, his axe stance feels extremely underwhelming, and his stance switching isn't really that intuitive. I mean, that's just his entire kit. It could have been worse. First things first, we need to address his staff stance. People have been calling for this change for quite a while. The grab he does in the staff stance can now be feinted.
Daring today, aren't we?
What I also want to see change is his comboing potential after that move. I want him to immediately flow into a combo finisher. This is a surprise tool we will be using later. Next up, the staff lights are now enhanced. Simple as that. This leads to more neutral pressure and more external pressure. These few tweaks should be enough of an incentive to not immediately switch out of the staff stance. When it comes to the axe stance, the only aspect I will be addressing here is the piss poor damage of the bash. Increasing it to 11 base kit would make it way stronger without creating too many problems with my next suggestion. Now, to the thing that will tie all of these changes together. As mentioned, his stance switching doesn't really feel like a part of his combat movement. Stance changes really only happen in neutral or with the very awkward zone he does mid-combo, which both don't really feel like they're accomplishing a lot. So we're adding a new way of playing Magi. If Magi does an attack and then holds back during the input of the combo attack, he will do the combo ender version of the stance he's not in. This means that if you do a light in the staff stance and hold backwards heavy, you will do the unblockable of the axe stance. This will also apply to combo bashes. If you're inputting a backwards bash, you will do the vortex of the opposite stance you're in right now. With his kit now no longer feeling like 2 completely independent stances, but a constant flow between 2 attacking states, you now have a very unique hero that needs extreme muscle memory to properly utilize. Valk got butchered quite a while ago, with her mix-up being turned into a hybrid tool between an offensive and a defensive stance, while somehow being bad at both of these. Similarly to Gryphon, she tries to reach her combo finishers to get to her main mix-up, although she has a way harder time of getting there. In order to make her sweep more accessible, we need to address her shield tackle. As things are now, she is both guard breakable upon entering and after bashing, making this one of, if not the most punishable offensive move in the game. You could go the obvious route to fix this move by making the entry animation upon soft feint faster. This would completely remove the guard break vulnerability of the startup. Well, even after that change, you'd still be guard breakable after shield tackle, which for 18 damage just isn't justified. So I want to go a different route. I hate how the dev's balancing philosophy has turned into unify every cooldown and every bash. So I want to do something crazy for Valk. Give her the faster entry animation to be able to stay safer during ganks, but leave her guard breakable on entry. To compensate for that, make it so that she basically instantly recovers after missed shield tackle, allowing her to both counter guard break attempt and parry a sidestep attempt. This would make it so that she can effectively only be punished by a hard read. To help her out even more, all of her top combo enders are now undodgeable, making her sweep mix-up more lethal. A move that has lost any and all reason of existing is her headbutt on guard break. Although it looks sick as fuck, it does fuck all. just let it deal like 6 damage. This would give her a 30 damage punish that leaves her neutral after she does it. Depending if these changes were enough to elevate her from her current place, you could also consider making her God Break the first attack in her chain. So just like Kensei, she could immediately go into her sweep after God Break. Giving her access to her wall splitting lights on a God Break could also work, but we need to draw the line somewhere.
Just give it the walls that lights for heavy parry.
Oh, so you want another Farah? You absolute piece of shit. How about I punch you back into the godforsaken hole you crawl out of, you pathetic... Nobushi's hot iron. Jesus Christ, I didn't mean it like that. I meant like in a balancing kind of state. She's the strongest support ganker and is generally considered to be one of the strongest heroes in Dominion, while simultaneously being one of the worst heroes in duels. With just how slippery she is in teamfights and how easily she can apply bleed to add damage, she's an absolute monster as long as she outnumbers you or she is outnumbered. We have to tread extremely carefully to not break Nobushi completely. So just making her kick unreactable simply isn't an option. Considering her ganking potential, we have to give her a strong offensive move that doesn't provide too much utility in teamfights. I came up with the following. Nobushi's kick used to be undodgeable after getting hit by her hidden stance heavy. So let's build upon that foundation. Simply making the kick guaranteed again would be too strong. So it needs another condition. As long as your opponent is bleeding, any combo finisher heavy will lead to a guaranteed kick. Since Nobushi's kick follow-up is also a bleeding attack, this would not only reapply bleed, but would also feed very little revenge. This is why I would change the follow-up after landing a kick on a bleeding opponent to a flat 12 damage stab. This should lead to her not really changing in any major way in Dominion, while still giving her a option to deal damage in a 1v1. Kyoshin is in a state where most of the community agrees that he is neither absolute dogshit nor on pirate level. The general consensus is that he's on the weaker side of heroes, but definitely not unusable. Solid damage, many gaps, and extremely strong blue attacks. His pommel strike is meant to be the weaker option of his mix-up, but with it leaving your opponent in a light hit stun and forcing you to use that shitty blade stance to continue the pressure, it just leaves a lot to be desired. I will be giving him 2 major changes to bring him to a proper threat level. Okay, first things first, he can now flow into his blade stance after any bash, just like Conqueror. He still stays completely guard breakable after a light hit stun. This only makes sidesteps and external attacks completely obsolete. Okay, no death threats yet. Next up, he can chain a bash after a bash light.
Oh my god, young man.
But no, on a serious note though, this is a very underwhelming, lukewarm mix-up. Unlike with his regular bash, where he can combo it into a blue attack to create a true 50-50, with this change he can only do a substantially weaker version of that combo, that also is completely gut break punishable. So I just have one more thing to say. Watch yourselves out there, okay?